Hello,
Hello,
Melindas. Here we
Melindas.
are. It's Thursday night. Patreon time, $10 and up. Thank you for the support. We couldn't do it without you. We are joined by Paul. You're Melinda, right? You watch VCR Party?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yes. So Paul reached out to me because you knew this was in my wheelhouse. You knew Uncle Ernie was in my wheelhouse.
Absolutely.
And and the second I watched it, I was like, this is everything I love about public access television. Oh, somebody peeked in behind me.
Another Melinda.
Another Melinda.
Anonymous.
I was like, I need more, and you had more. Like you had lots of Uncle Ernie.
Yeah, in fact, I recorded him over a period of about 5 years, from 1985 to 1990, and built up, quite a VHS library of his stuff.
So you watched him when he was actually on the air, then? Like you're OG. You didn't just find him recently.
Right. This was back in my college years. I was in film theory, studying film, and he was hard to catch because he was like a filler that the local public access station used just to fill in time. So he didn't have a regular time slot. So I'd be surfing late at night and go, "Oh man, there he is!" I'd throw in the tape and grab it.
And you actually have some of the tapes by you, right? Let's see it. Yep. Hold it up. Yeah. Oh, that's your DVD that you made.
Oh, yeah. This would be an example of one of the VHS tapes I made in the late 80s off the air. Yeah.
Nice. You still got it. Still in good shape.
Oh, yeah.
And you just pop it in, hit record whenever you saw Uncle Ernie there.
After the first year, After the first year, I always left a tape in for him.
Yes.
So.
That's the Scotch logo. I know that.
Yeah,
right
you're in good hands there. Yeah. I hope you recorded in SP mode.
I wish I did. It's just a mixed bag.
EP was too good of a value. You got 6 hours on one tape.
Yeah, exactly.
So what I love about Uncle Ernie, and George, you haven't seen it yet, have you?
No, I have not.
Haven't seen. That's why I'm excited. So what I love about him is that I feel like he really invented a new way to do public access. Which is like, normally it's guys sitting around chatting, kind of like what we're doing now, with lattice behind them and fake ferns and all that stuff. But he did all that, but he also used some of his home movie footage and would narrate over it. So normally if you watch that home movie footage, I think sometimes you would think like, oh, this is pretty boring. But when you have Uncle Ernie there to narrate, it's almost like have you seen How To with John Wilson on HBO?
No.
You should watch it. Because I want to show this to John Wilson too, because he's been on the show, because it's kind of John Wilson-y, and but Uncle Ernie did it first. So
the OG.
Yeah, and then so you made a compilation too. Hold up the DVD. This is like your own homemade.
At one point I said I got to transfer these before they get eaten, so I transferred them to DVD. Multiple DVDs in here. I did some screenshots of parts of his shows. Some of my favorite moments. You recognize probably that one.
Oh yeah,
that was his organist. She would perform live, organ music while he would narrate these little movies.
Yeah,
she was from his church, I think, and then there's some more screen grabs.
Where did he broadcast out of?
He was out of a public access station out of Flint, Michigan. He lived in a nearby town by Flint, Michigan, but that was his main base where he would record.
Okay,
and then he would travel all over the Midwest. And he would just go to public access stations and drop off these 3/4-inch tapes he made, and they'd use them as filler. And
he's a hustler. He hustles.
Yeah. Well, he was like his retirement years. He said at one point in one of the movies that he was a scrapper. He would like save scrap metal he'd pick up on the roads, and he'd go cash that in to finance, the half hour he'd rent at the public access station.
Man.
But
man, I love
he was such a character. I hope you get, you enjoy it, George.
Well, George, what I want to show you is the first Uncle Ernie that I saw that made me fall in love with him. And then what we'll watch is I put together everything that you sent me, Paul, that had an interesting title. I just put it together into like 17 minutes of just greatest hits, because they're always just kind of like short chunks, really. It's a bunch of short chunks of Uncle Ernie. But George, here's the one that really got me. I think it's called Pet Cemetery. But he would have these happiness ads throughout his show. He'd have basically corners, right? I mean, he would have like a happiness corner where he'd show like some Super 8 footage and narrate over it. And here's the one that I fell in love with.
This is a Grandpa Uncle Ernie happiness ad. Now, it isn't all happiness because one of my nephews, Sammy Squirrel, got run over out in the road. He wasn't careful. He wasn't careful, just like you kids are sometimes, and he got run over. He thought he was so fast and so smart, just like you kids sometimes do, and run in front of a car, and the car won. He got killed. But the happy part of it is that these neighbor kids were so concerned and cared so much about him, they picked him up and brought him over to Ernie's yard. And over.
I just want to yell at her and just say, just put it in the hole. Stop touching it. Please stop touching it.
In Ernie's garden to a burial place that we have for animals, and buried him. Gave him a decent burial. Put some papers on top so the dirt wouldn't be right on him. I see that tombstone there. There's a lot more animals buried there than Chucky and Wanda Woodchuck. And they also got run over out in the road, just like this squirrel did, and some of the other animals. But there's cats there, and there's dogs there, and there's birds buried in there, and Ernie hasn't got around to write all the names down. You have to use both sides there to get them all down. And there's other woodchucks yet, of course, but these were some that got killed out in the road. And Ernie and the kids buried them. Nice kids, aren't they?
Nice kids, aren't they? Oh,
God knows how many kids are buried in there too.
Yeah.
those kids, yeah.
And Uncle Ernie was laid to rest on the like underneath that. Is that correct? Or
I'm sure it was. Yeah,
probably.
Yeah.
So, all right. So I put together. So it's just the one that we're going to start off with. I just put it into a string out of like 17 minutes worth of Uncle Ernie. But the one we're going to start off with, he called it "The Meaning of Life," which we're going to find it. We're going to figure it out.
Claim. Here we go.
It's a big one. Strap in.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. And then once we're done watching this, tell us some Uncle Ernie stories, because you tracked him down, right? You talked to him. All right. Here we go.
Folks, and hello to everybody. I'm so glad you could join us again today on the TNT True Adventure Trails. Our letters TNT stand for Triumph in Truth, and these are stories of wonderful adventures that truly happen in both your neighborhood and mine, and the exciting scenes which tell these stories were caught by our TNT camera just when they actually happened.
And by the way, I haven't seen a lot of these either. I watched like 2 or 3 that you sent over. I showed it on the show. And I've been wanting to watch these, so I want to put this into some sort of montage eventually. So I got an eye on it for a montage.
This program being brought to you by Ernie Culp of Charlotte, Michigan, the TNT boys and girls everywhere, and by this station. Now let's get along with today's story. Now today's story is about you. It really is about you and other people like you, including me, of course. And about what life holds for you, what life is all about. Now, life is not just a roller coaster and a lot of fun like these folks are having. There's a lot of fun to be had in fun, but there's work is a great part of life.
There's a lot of fun to be had in fun.
I mean, it's a fact.
This guy is
a philosopher.
He is a philosopher. I was just going to say that. Yeah.
And the things that we do, the occupations that we have in that we go to school for, we prepare ourselves for, the things that we aspire to be, that spend most of our life at doing, is the most important. And that's what God created us for, to make us useful citizens, useful people, and useful to each other. It is. And that's what makes a happy life, when you amount to something and when you do something that you know is worthwhile and that really counts for something. And that's what life is really all about. Now, life has a lot of fun in it. God has provided a lot of fun things for us. This is a man-made water slide, and for life, you might be able to make things like this for people to enjoy. That would be a wonderful thing for you to do. Because it's but life isn't all just sliding downhill, sliding down a water slide. A lot of it is climbing uphill. It's hard work. But there's a lot to be said about hard work. It's a lot of achievement to do something that's worthwhile is the most satisfying thing that you can do, especially if you can help somebody who's less fortunate than you are.
The safety regulations were a little lax, I think, back then. It's just like kids piling up.
The jam pile. Yeah.
Sometimes there's jam piles that this is a fun jam pile, and they'll get themselves out. Sometimes you'll get into a jam pile yourself, which is not so much fun, but you just stick to it, dig yourself out, and you'll swim out, keep your head above water, and have smooth sailing wherever they can, and be able to climb uphill when they don't have smooth sailing. And the same, we wish the same for you too, that your life will be happy, that your life will be fruitful and useful, that you'll be happy with what you do with your life, and that God will be happy too. And if that is so, so will we. Now it's time for us to say goodbye until we see you again next time. Meanwhile, be sure you go to church on the Lord's Day, walk close with God on every day, love your neighbor as yourself, be kind to all of God's creatures, and tune in again to join us in some more grand adventures on the TNT True Adventure Trails.
That's his sign off. He says it on every episode.
Bye now.
What's the sign off? What does he say every time?
He says, see if you can make it out here. Get the ankle.
I can't read it. Yeah. But every time it's the same thing.
Yes, be sure you go to church on the Lord's Day, walk close with God every day, love your neighbors yourself, be kind to all of God's creatures, and tune in again to join us for some more grand adventures.
That's actually how the New Testament ends. That's word for word.
Yeah, really.
Right after Revelation. That's the sign off from God.
You see these little things he's holding up here? He would usually appear in a circle like that at the end, and he would say, and right into station now, and I'll send you at least 12 of these bookmarks. These are the super duper bookmarks. So yeah, you'll hear that if you watch through them all.
Oh man,
they were like little religious sayings and stuff.
Yeah. Oh man, I love that he freestyles these too. He didn't write this out. He's just, and my other favorite thing, he's just going off the top of the dome on this. But I like when he starts one sentence, he's not afraid to just abruptly stop it and start a new sentence. If he's like, this sentence isn't working out, he just stops it. With dead in its tracks. I'm going to start a new thought.
I'll take that one.
Exactly.
That was part of the reason we got hooked.
All right.
That music is used a lot in his films too. I don't know where he got that recording. It's like so old, but he used that quite a lot.
Does it, what that
Calliope music there? That's
yeah.
Sometimes he'd have that live organ player, but a lot of times he just used that recording you're hearing.
Right.
Made it kind of surreal.
Very watchable show. Like I could see, like, what time would it play? Like, would 2 in the morning kind of a thing?
It was typically pretty late, like after 10 p.m., between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. It was hit and miss, but it was usually late, which is odd because his message is intended for kids, I think.
Right. And was it popular? Like, did people watch it? Did he have fans? Do you know, or are you the only fan?
Sometimes I feel like I might have been the only fan because when I talked to I had a good friend who worked at the public access station who actually he would hand tapes to. She told me, they just used it as filler, and as far as she knew, that's how the other stations used it too. And like some of them didn't use it at all. But I found an AP article about him 5 or 6 years ago, and it said this was just kind of a mission he got, decided he wanted to get into.
Yeah.
I always got the feeling we were the only one watching, when we'd see him. We were just dying.
Oh, it's quotable too. It's so quotable. Jam piles. You get into a jam pile, and you got to dig yourself out of the jam pile. Sometimes jam piles are fun.
He was always trying to find the deeper message in whatever just came out of his mouth, after the fact.
Sometimes he wouldn't find it. Sometimes he'd just be searching.
He'd just drop it.
Exactly. All right. I don't know what's up next, but we'll see.
Now these pictures I've taken up to Traverse City, which is a short vacation we took for about a week.
Are you in Michigan, Paul?
Yeah, I'm right in the central part of Lower Peninsula.
Oh, okay.
And then we get home, and my cats all are glad to see me.
That's a lot of cats.
Of course, he has a million cats in his backyard. I mean, that checks. I'm not that surprised.
I fed stray cats years ago. Started feeding stray cats outdoors in my barn, and of course, soon some of them decided to stay and live there with me, and they kept having more kittens, and I just accumulated cats, but they're wonderful to have, and I enjoy them, and.
He needs to learn how to spay and neuter the cats himself. Like,
Yeah,
I think
no
that's, yeah. Yeah. Did he say he started off with 3 and now there's all this colony here?
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
And of course, I give some away, and some of them get out on the road and get killed. But my dog Bingo was also a stray dog, and lived with me for 11 and a half years. I had her, and she let the cats live in the doghouse with her. Yes, she did. That's right in the doghouse. In fact, one of the 2 different summers, the mother cats had their kittens in the doghouse. See, there's one poking his head out now, and I didn't know where they had them. And about 10 days after I was sure they had kittens hidden someplace, I asked Bingo, says, "Where's the baby kitten?" She went right over and stuck her head in the doghouse, and there was the old mother cat in there. There was great grandma Kitty. Got a special show about her. Had her kittens in there nursing them.
I want to see that special show about the great grandmother kitty.
So I got pictures of them at the time. And God has made wonderful creatures for us.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't edit that. That's literally how he aired it, like that jump to this ad.
Oh, that's the other thing I love about it is the editing is just very harsh and just like, and then it's this image right here of the. Oh,
what is
the
that?
Honey bear, or is that like a honey bear? Well, no, it's not a food bear.
It's
It's
like
just
a little toy
bear.
bear or something. Yeah.
Somebody needs to acquire the original.
Oh, put it in the Smithsonian. Yeah, for sure.
There's got to be public access stations that have buried in their archives those 3/4 inch tapes. I'd love to get my hands on them. I might work on that.
How many episodes do you think he had? Like, how many do you have?
I've probably got like maybe 14 or 15.
Okay.
As many as you see, I think, on the YouTube channel.
Right.
There, about 15 or so, maybe 16.
And then how many do you think he did? How many years did he do it? How many?
Oh, man. From what I read in the AP article way back in the day, he did this for probably 8 or 10 years, and I just caught like a 5-year window of it.
Weekly?
I think it was random. Like I say, he didn't really have a regular time slot. He just gave it to stations to use as they needed filler. So
Right. Whenever he got one done, he just sent it out.
Yeah, I don't know how often he would like make these road trips around the Midwest and drop these off, but there's got to be plenty of people who have actually seen these and forgotten them.
Right.
See them again.
It says here he was. I'm reading that AP article.
Okay.
And from '84, and so he was 75 then.
Wow,
so,
that explains the phone call I had in '94. I called him in 1994. So.
Right.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. Oh, you told me about that. Yeah. Hold that. Let's watch another Uncle Ernie. I want to hear the phone call story when we.
This is another Uncle Ernie happiness ad. Now, among the fun things that God's made, besides bears and other things to look at and wild creatures, is this raccoon. And this raccoon is right next to my son's neighbor's backyard, right next to his backyard. Got up there in that tree and just sat there all day long. He was there in the morning and just sat there all day long. And I was there that day and got his picture. Now, and then right in town in Charlotte, right by our kitchen window, this woodchuck sat there all one afternoon. Just sat there in the crotch of that tree. I got more of him and his reaction to the dogs and the dogs' reaction to them during that afternoon in another show. Another thing that God made that's wonderful is the birds. Many wonderful things, just a sample of the things He made for us to enjoy.
That's a happiness ad.
That's it. Oh, this is a good one. You got it.
Yeah, I think it was called like Humpty Dumpty or something like that. I was like, oh yeah, we're including this one in this. God, I just love that he's taking this boring home movie footage that we have so much of that ends up in thrift stores, and he's making something with it.
He would just roll the camera. It's like a lot of it is road trip stuff that he would take with his wife, and then he would just roll on the most random stuff, and then figure out a way once he got it into the studio to just come up with a story and give it meaning and a lesson for, whoever.
Yeah. George, what were you going to say?
You didn't. So in this article, I don't know if you brought this up earlier, but in a show on careers, Ernie Culp included footage of his own hernia operation to illustrate the importance.
I think that's in here.
Yeah, I've got that up there. He bit a bullet. He actually put a bullet in his mouth and took an 8mm camera and aimed it at his own face while he's having his hernia surgery.
I think we're going to get to see that too. Yeah,
amazing.
I think I included that. Of course, I would have included that one in here. Yeah. Tell us about the phone call. So you called him up randomly.
Yeah, it was like I think around 1994, and you look at his age and this stuff, so that was probably 23 years after some of these films we're seeing. So he must be in his 90s. And
wow.
Just one day I was bored. I had time to kill, and I thought, God, I love these. They're great. I wonder if I could actually track him down. So this was before the internet. I pull out the phone book or called information, and sure enough, they had a listed phone number. So I called it, and his wife answered, and she's in a bunch of the films. He randomly will aim at her and talk about her sometimes. And I said, I wonder if I could speak to Uncle Ernie. And she said, well, unfortunately, he's had some really bad health issues and isn't able to speak on the phone anymore. What is this about? And I said, well, I just wanted to let him know that my college roommate and I discovered his show back, in the late 80s, and we just loved him. He brought us a lot of enjoyment. And she said, oh my God, that's going to bring him so much joy to find that out right now. We could use some good news. I thought, I was glad I made the call. I actually recorded it because I thought I might get to interview him, and I wanted to have a recording of the interview with him where we could get in depth. But
I didn't get to talk to him. Oh, you didn't get to talk to him?
Only his wife, unfortunately.
Only his wife
had declined. Yeah, they were in their 90s.
But she at least gave him the message that a fan called up while he's on his deathbed, essentially. And,
And she said, and she was just like, he's going to be so pleased. Thank you so much, for I will totally let him know. So I was glad I made the call. It was just a random impulse to call and talk to the guy. So
man.
Hopefully kind of pay it back a little bit, make him feel good. Because my God, he made us just laugh so hard through college.
All right, let's watch some Humpty Dumpty. So he this is the studio show. Then he'd do the show in the studio. Then he'd show some of his home movie stuff.
Yeah, he kind of does a mix.
Yeah, who is this? Just a guest that he had on?
Yep, I think these might be some people from his local church because these guests usually have religious messages.
Right, of course.
This one's about substance abuse.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, this is a good one.
Pro or con?
Yeah, really. It depends. Well, looking at that puppet.
We'll see.
Yeah. Okay.
The little story about Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall, and Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, and all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. And that's the way it is with our lives sometimes. We make a mess out of them, and sometimes we mess with drugs or liquor or cigarettes or all the different things, and our lives just are all messed up with all sorts of things. And then sometimes we just get to the end of our to do, but all we have to do is
the audio cut out for a second. And by the way, she's the president of the Midwest. She's about as Midwestern. She could be Iowa. She could be Wisconsin. She could be any one of Minnesota. She could be any one of them.
Ask God to put our lives back in perspective again, just like this Humpty Dumpty. He falls apart, and only I can put him back together again.
You guys understanding the analogy here? You guys picking up on it?
I'm warming to it. Yeah.
Okay.
She gets to pay off now.
That's what God can do to each one of us if we but let him. Thank you, Uncle.
If we but let him.
She's talking like the Bible right there. If we but let him.
If we but let him.
Well, thank you for coming in. And thank you, Humpty Dumpty. And that's right, what she said about Humpty Dumpty and about Jesus putting people back together again.
George, is Uncle Ernie exactly how you pictured him in your head?
I think he looks more like what I imagined than what I imagined.
The Uber Ernie.
Right. Yeah. There's some part of me that started watching TV at age 0.
Yeah.
And knew that I was going to one day meet him.
Yeah.
Just as Ernie met the Lord, I met Ernie.
Exactly. Yep.
As well as puppets. I had a big fall one time, and Jesus put my life back together. And boy, and I'm telling you, I wouldn't be here tonight or any place that was a good place if he hadn't put me back together again. And like she said, he will put you back together. Now, I want to thank you and thank all of these beautiful, 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 beautiful creatures. Yeah, bless your little heart. Isn't that cute? Oh, one kiss deserves another. Now it's time for us to say goodbye until we see you again next time. Meanwhile, be sure you go to church on the Lord's Day, walk close with God on every day, love your neighbor as yourself, be kind to all of God's creatures, and tune in again to join us in some more grand adventures on the TNT True Adventure Trails. Bye now.
Bye now. He had this tick that he used to do that we found like just hilarious. Was I think his glasses would slip on him, and so he would try to push it up with his nose. So
Yeah, I've seen him do that. Yeah.
And my roommate and I would refer to him as Dr. Zayas because it reminded us of Dr. Zayas in Planet of the Apes. And like, oh, he's doing that with his nose.
I've seen him do that where he's trying to put his glasses up with his nose
without touching them. He's like willing them up.
I want to see his bookmark giveaway badly.
That was when I called. I was really hoping to get my hand on a set of those because.
Oh man, yeah.
I think you saw in one of your earlier VCR parties, you showed Lieutenant Legree, the singing cop.
Yeah.
I found that Lieutenant Legree had a book of his songs from the 1940s in a used bookstore, and I ordered it like 5 years ago during the pandemic, and I came and it was autographed. So I got that framed on my wall.
No way!
Oh wow!
Yeah.
The singing cop. He probably like performed at schools, right, for like assembly and stuff.
Yeah, things about bicycle safety and that kind of thing. But he was also quite elderly at the time he shows up on Ernie's show. So you get him and Ernie on camera at the same time, and it's hilarious.
Oh boy, yeah. All right, I don't know what we got next. Look at he's an artist.
I know.
Oh, this is
painting bar.
Yeah, this is part of a segment called Things You Can Do. And another corner of his Things You Can Do, and it's painting a barn. And so, yeah, here we go.
Another thing you might do is to go around and paint barns or paint anything. But now that isn't paint that boy, his name is Nate, that isn't paint that he's putting on that barn. That's a high pressure water hose, real high pressure, tremendous pressure that knocks the old paint off. That's what that's for, knock off the old paint. Then if it dries, then they can go ahead and paint. And they're going to spray paint it too, and I'll show you later their painting. Now here's George, the fellow that owns that outfit, going up the ladder. I got after him about not having side rails on that for safety's sake, because the wonderful bodies God has made for us to take unnecessary chances to getting hurt it's a bad thing to do. It's not.
I'm with Uncle Ernie. Look at him. He's just balancing
That's
up
fucking
there.
nuts. Yeah.
I mentioned that those got wet. Yeah. Those steps.
Yeah, it's all wet, and the pressure of the gun and this guy's no longer with us. I can guarantee that.
Yeah.
No,
right.
Sure.
It's all. But he's using that high pressure hose way up high on the barn there to blow the
Here he
paint
is
off
dying.
up there.
Now here's the
they can
child
paint it.
carrying him, putting him in.
It's Uncle Ernie's snuff films.
It's
really.
Little girl
Faces of
now
death.
burying him under a newspaper.
Right.
He'll get up there on that ladder and do the painting too later. Look how far he'd fall if he fell. That'd either, if it didn't kill him, and put him in the hospital. Yes, it would, and maybe just lay him up for life. He comes down now, but there ought to be side rails on that ladder so that if he slipped, there's something to grab a hold of and keep him from falling. Now on the other end of the barn, here they got the ladder moved around the other end of the barn, and Nate's going up to use a water hose there. And while he's doing that, George is getting ready to paint on the other side of the barn where it's dry. He's way up in the air there. No side rail. There should be side rails on.
Side rails.
He really does not like that they don't.
He's not going to let it go.
No side rail again.
On that. Look how far he'd fall, way up the top. Oh, and here's George painting. Now this is the fastest I've ever seen a barn painted, or anything painted for that matter.
And a ladder getting painted.
Look how fast that paint goes on. That's under high pressure too. No air with that.
I mean, it's pretty satisfying to watch that. That'd be a pretty great job, actually. I think I would enjoy that.
With or without the organ music?
With, but definitely no rails. I would be a no rails guy. I don't think you need them.
What's the challenge?
Yeah, I just don't think you need them.
Just shooting out the paint. That's all there is to it. Just under high pressure. That's what he told me. Look at there.
Oh, he's going over the.
Yeah, he's got work to do there.
Does he
I
not
already
see
painted
the window?
the other window. No, the one on the right is already completely covered.
I asked him, I said, how come you're spraying across those windows? Oh, he said, we'll clean them all off later before it gets dried too hard. Now I go home, and here's the mother.
And then it cuts to a group of kittens. It's just genius. Goes from painting a barn to just a big old group of nursing kittens.
A pile of kittens.
Yeah.
The cat with a lot of little kittens, and they're not so little either, about half grown. They're and then after a few days, I go back to check the barn to see how it looked after they got through, and there it is, all done. The windows all.
I apologize for doubting him about spraying the windows. I stand corrected. Yeah.
All cleaned off, and the border painted. Kids are funny. All right, be a nurse. How about being a...
I gotta get moving. Kids are funny.
Kids are funny. Oh, to be a nurse. It's just abrupt. It's just you get whiplash from the transitions on these things.
All cleaned off, and the border painted. Kids are funny. All right, be a nurse. How about being a nurse? Here's nurses in the hospital. Now, I spoke about hospital a while ago. Having to go in the hospital. George, if he fell, well, I went to the hospital. I didn't fall, but I had a hernia
Oh, here it is. Is this biting the bullet?
This is
hernia surgery? Oh, yes. I haven't seen this.
I'm trying to picture him holding his 8mm camera, while performing this, and they got to be thinking, let's just get him done.
Yeah, exactly. Did somebody sedate him?
Yeah, exactly.
I'd put up with it for 4 years and 8 months, and it got so bad I decided I better have to take it. Here's my doctor, and he's the one that's going to do the operation. Yes, he is. We'll show you a little later about that. And by the way, and being a doctor is a wonderful thing too. Boy, I'm telling you. Now he said that hernia operation like it did on me, he'd done.
It's like, what do you want from me, Ernie?
Exactly. He does that camera face that, like, oh, you're still shooting? What are you shooting right now? I'm looking at a folder.
About 800 of them up to this time. So I had lots of confidence in him. Here's a lot of other people with confidence in him that's waiting on his waiting room.
You think they all signed releases?
Yeah,
I'm sure. Just look at I love that guy with the tank top there and the hat and God.
Do something for them. They're sick, need something done for them. And they all agreed to let me take their picture. Isn't that nice?
Sure they do.
He's one of those guys that just walks into a room with full confidence, just like, hey, I got a camera here. You guys mind if I just.
Exactly.
And everybody's like,
the benefit of believing the Lord has made you, is making you do this stuff. Is like there's no questioning. That would be questioning the Lord.
Yeah. Right.
Old age comes in handy there too.
For sure. You don't give a shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, being a doctor is a wonderful thing, and you ought to do it. Now, up in the hospital, I'm in the hospital now, and my room's 112. And there's that lady with a hat on. Now,
that's Nurse Ratchet.
She had her husband bring in a bullet. She met him for supper, and she had to call him up and had him bring a bullet in for me to bite during the operation. Why'd I bite a bullet? Well, I was awake during the operation. I wanted to take some movies of my own operation. How about that?
I wanted to add an element of risk to the operation. Just yet another element of fun.
Bit so hard, I shot the anesthesiologist.
Exactly. Oh, this room is like a clown car here. Watch how many people. This room is like a clown car. Watch how many people come and go out of this room or in the room and never come back
Grand Central
out.
Station. Maybe they all want to be on TV. They're like, oh, we're big fans of your show. We want to be on.
Bullet in for me to bite. And here's a lot of nurses. I made a lot of friends. Oh, those people are so nice in there to me. Here comes a gray lady. Gray ladies, no matter what your age, you get old or even halfway old. Anytime you can be a gray lady.
No matter what your age, you get older.
That's right.
What was the other
Profound.
line he had? The other sometimes it's fun to have fun or something like that.
He said, "There's a lot of fun to be had in fun."
That's right.
Yep.
And what was the last one that he just said?
Look how far he'd fall if he fell. that was another one.
Oh,
Yes.
And no matter your age, you get older.
you always get older.
Yep.
Yeah. See,
No matter your age, you always get older. He's like
Pearls of
a
wisdom.
poet. Yeah.
Paul, for your next edition of the DVD, you should have those quotes along, maybe on the back.
Yeah.
You know how they have
Right.
quotes from people? Have quotes
Right.
from Uncle Ernie on the back.
Or
Yeah.
T-shirts, maybe some T-shirts.
That'll move some copies.
Maybe that
They're in a
Paul
great-
Stark quote.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, continued success.
Man, but I guess maybe they got them. But there's one I missed. One mess didn't go in to see me, and there's another in the mess didn't go in to see me. Here's the cleaning lady, come in and clean my room. Here's a police lady that was coming to see somebody else, really.
There's like 20 people in this room now.
It's a party. And his hernia surgery is a party. There's a police lady.
Yeah.
Who's come to
Politically
stop
correct.
in
Right.
my room for a minute. There's another one of my doctors. He assisted with the operation. But on this operation, actually, I took pictures of my own operation, movies of it, and well, I had a saddle block.
Everybody in
Really,
that
I-
hospital is going in that room. Like,
Is it one of
Everybody
those?
is.
Is it one of those surgical theaters from like the 19th century where everybody's up staring down at Uncle
Yeah,
Ernie?
maybe they're all going to fill the seats. And watch
Do we
Ernie
get to
bite the
see
bullet.
his surgery? Does he show it?
There's a little bit where you see his face biting the bullet coming out.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
But do
Had
you
a
see
saddle
his?
block.
Do you?
I
do you
honestly
see
can't
his
remember.
intestines? Okay, all right.
I can't remember if he did or not.
I'm mainly in it for the intestines.
Can you do hernia surgery without anesthesia? Like,
I don't know. I'm surprised they let him do that. Now that you say that, isn't that really painful? That surgery,
yeah. I think
I
they
would
gotta
think any
slice you
surgery
open.
would be.
They
Yeah,
gotta
like,
stitch you for sure.
abdominal surgery. Yeah.
Aren't they
I
like
guess they used
stitching
a
up?
local or something, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, well,
Block, which, is supposed to not hurt. Now there.
Wait, what did he say? It's supposed to not hurt. See, he always answers the questions that we ask, like with the painting
Yeah,
over the
exactly.
windows. Like he's
Yeah.
thorough.
And well, I had a saddle block. Really, I had a saddle block, which
What's that? What's a saddle block?
So it's like almost like an epidural. When you're numb from just about the belly button down.
Oh, okay.
Don't know the technical part, but I know it does make you totally numb.
Oh,
All the
okay.
ways down so
See,
you can stay.
he answers our questions. He's
Yeah.
thorough.
It's supposed to not hurt. Now there we are. Here we start. They come after me,
He's
and
smart.
here I am. There's the bullet in my mouth, and I'm a smiling. Smart Alex. Oh, smart Alex.
That should be the picture for Uncle Ernie has a posse that the Shepherd Farley.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The obey.
Yeah.
Just smiling, taking my own picture. That's the own picture I've taken. Hold the camera up above my head. And it's biting. Oh, hey, they're starting the operation. Hey, that's a different story.
Here we go. Here we go.
Holy
the first
shit.
cut. I had to guess at the f-stop, the exposure to use on the camera, because I didn't have a chance to use a light meter in there, and
He's getting surgery and he's just holding the Uncle.
And you remember how big 8mm cameras were? It's
Yeah.
like, cranking
Yeah.
away. He's got to his arms got to be getting tired.
And he's kind of getting in the way of everybody too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way they would let you do this now. This is what, the 70s?
Yeah, it's got to be early 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
think
like,
of the
all right.
infection risk. He could
Yeah,
have
they're
choked
like-
on the bullet. The way he's holding that bullet, it could have
Right.
choked him.
Exactly.
It
They're
was
right.
just-
They're like,
It was
well,
such
how
a
about
novelty to have a camera. Like, we haven't thought about any of the
Right.
possible consequences of this.
Yeah. They're like, no, we'll talk to the nurse about getting one of the bullets from her husband and have him
Right.
or bring that
If
in.
the cop stop by, he'll give you a bullet out of his gun.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess fairly close to what to use. I used my wide-angle lens and got these pictures. Now they're starting now and getting going. And now this operation took 2 hours, or maybe a little better than 2 hours, but at least full 2 hours, and then 2 hours altogether before I got back to my room. 2 hours and almost 2 hours and a half.
This is where I'm probably glad it's 6-hour mode. The resolution at 2-hour mode might be a little too much.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But these pictures.
He has a very I like his approach to death. He's very matter of fact. It's like some kittens died out there, some puppies died out there, and here's me getting cut open. He doesn't care.
One of the advantages of being a true believer is that this is just one part of a journey.
Right.
It's not the horrible finale to a failed life. It's great.
Boy. Yeah, can learn something from Uncle Ernie here.
It's all part of that water slide downhill.
Yeah.
Right.
And I didn't take the whole operation, of course, because I only had one roll of film on my camera, 100 feet film on my camera, and then under these conditions, I couldn't very well change film when they run out. So I saved a little bit for the last, just for the sewing up, for some of the sewing up, and I got part of the sewing up, which is a little later.
Oh man!
Now
There's a lot of surgery to be had in surgery.
Yeah.
I was like, I was thinking, he's not going to show the surgery because it's like children's show and everything. Nope, we're seeing the whole surgery, as much surgery.
All part of life. You got to see it all.
Exactly.
Intestine out in order to work underneath it. There, they had 2 holes to fill up, and they filled it up with and one of them they had to they put a patch on it, about a 4-inch wide but a 6-inch long plastic screen over it, and sewed it in and left it in to cover the hole, so to keep my innards in place.
To keep my innards in place. Yeah, I guess he couldn't really monitor the focus of this part, but that's probably for the better. Yeah, it's probably for the better.
Very interesting thing, and there they're putting the patch in, laying it down. They start sewing it now. It wasn't supposed to hurt any at all, but it did hurt a little. But I didn't say anything about it because I wanted to get my pictures. But now here you are.
He's not smiling as much this time.
This is a George's deathbed vision, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Right here? This is 100% George's deathbed vision.
It's almost an Ernie's deathbed vision.
I know.
And happy now. It's all over with. And the biting the bullet was just a fun thing that I did, just to pretend. Now here's some of my friends. I got to say goodbye to them now because in a few days I went home. They sent me home in 4 days afterwards, and I had just a few days after that, it was all healed up. And here it is, the 6-inch cuts all healed up, and so I just wanted to know that
clear as day,
everything come out fine, and here I am feeding the cats again.
Oh, he just wraps it all up
feeding
perfectly.
The cats. They were glad to see me too, and I was glad to get home. Of course, I had to go for about
I came home and there were 18 new kittens.
6 weeks without lifting more than 10 pounds at a time.
That's the end.
Amazing.
No, that's the end. So you watched that one live then, huh? The surgery one? You and your roommate? Did you turn that on? And
we just surfed across that, and I was like, "Oh, this is a surprise."
You're fumbling for the tape to put in and record. And
yeah, I think our favorites were when he would appear, in the studio, because he'd get tongue-tied, when you get in the studio, and then the really good gems would come out, And,
oh yeah. But it feels like he never did more than one take ever. He's just like, I did what I did. There it is. I'm done.
And I think they must have been just live switching. I doubt they did any editing, once he went in the studio, judging by all the glitches and which just made it all the better, to watch.
Yeah. George, what are your thoughts on your first Uncle Ernie experience here?
It's fascinating. I'm looking through, I guess they have the TV listings for 80s and 90s, and I see in Canton, Ohio, April 19th, 1984, 8 p.m., TNT True Adventure Trails. Topic this week is growing up, up, up. So we have names of episodes that I seriously doubt exist anywhere. And then other descriptions of it. 1986, Uncle Ernie spins his own brand of patriotism and religion, accompanied by home movies, and they're on at all hours, 8 like you were saying, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Yeah. Paul, can you dedicate your life to tracking down every Uncle Ernie? Quit what I don't know what you do for a living, but just quit it. And
I was a video editor for 29, 30 years.
Oh, really?
Semi-retired. And in fact, I will absolutely call and contact the public access station that had those 3/4-inch tapes. I mean, there's a rare possibility those could be stored somewhere. Or transferred.
I always wonder what they do with that. I went up when we had a show up in Anchorage, Alaska, and they have an archive up there. And I went there, and they did have a lot of stuff like this. Like they did have a lot of like public access. So I wonder if they eventually work their way into like a film archive, or because I can't imagine public access studios can house all this stuff. They would need a warehouse for all.
Given that he went all over the Midwest, I can't be the only one who like saw the unique value of these.
Yeah.
I gotta believe there's like a public access employee from a station that was like, I got to keep these. So,
right.
I will definitely do some work because the copies I have, being in 6-hour mode are not great. And when I first posted these, it was back in 2020 when we all started lockdown, and I was kind of, had a lot of time on my hands suddenly. And I was like, man, I should dig out those Uncle Ernie tapes and upload them, everything I had. And within a month or two, in one of the comments, somebody wrote, "That's my actual uncle," and it's so good to see him again. I haven't seen these since I was really little. And,
wow.
Of course, I'm in Michigan, and he lived probably 2-3 hours from me. But
did you reach out to that person and communicate with him, or like?
I think I wrote him back in the comment and just said, I said, this is all of them that I have. But he seemed like a really unique guy.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, yeah. If people want to watch more, what's your YouTube channel?
It's Tasty Surreal Bowl, not cereal, but surreal. SURREAL. All one word. Tasty Surreal Bowl.
And you got a bunch up there, so if people want to watch more Uncle Ernie,
I would highly recommend the one where he goes to a garbage dump in the Upper Peninsula to see the black bears.
Yep.
I don't know if you've seen that one.
Yep.
And a drunk shows up and starts cursing out the bears. And there's no sound. There's no sing sound on his films, but he's narrating, and it really bothered him that this drunk was cursing and swearing at the bears. So maybe
we'll watch that one next week. Maybe we'll watch that one next week because that is a classic Uncle Ernie. Like, it's just the fact that there are all these bears and a drunk comes up. It just feels like a weird dream, doesn't it? It's just like, where are they? Where they're humans interacting with bears, and this guy's drunk and yelling at the bears, and Uncle Ernie's there to film it. And,
in a garbage dump, and there's kids walking right by the bears, and it's wild.
It's good stuff. Well, thank you, Paul, for joining us. And
thanks for bringing attention to Ernie. I think a lot of people will enjoy him when they go find him. It's been 100%. 35 years since I put those on tape and dug them out. So
I think you should mass produce that DVD that you made too, because I would buy one. I would absolutely buy one. Does it have all the stuff that's on your YouTube channel on there?
Yep, it absolutely does. It's like a 2 or 3 disc set, but I could definitely consider doing that and selling them online. I'll have to try to up the quality. Yeah.
Well, we got to get Uncle Ernie popular first. We got to make him a household name, and then we'll release the DVD. So
AI upscale, so you can actually see the brand of the bullet. Like really.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Paul, stay in touch. Let us know if you find any new 3/4-inch tapes or,
I will. Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for having me on. It was fun.
Oh, and then we end with a we end these with like a quote or a catchphrase. So I'm going to say that's all, that's it. George is going to say something, and then why don't you end with an Uncle Ernie quote?
Okay.
Sound good? All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. That's all. That's it.
And be kind to all God's
creatures. Wait for George.
Oh, no.
Go ahead.
Sorry, there's a lot of fun to be had in fun.
And be kind to all God's creatures, and tune in again next week for some more grand adventures.